So it's time for a quick thought. Now, here's an interesting question. Let's say you are part of both a country as well as an ideology. So let's say, for example, you're Christian or Muslim or you're a humanist, for example, and you're living in America. Are you, for example, are you a Christian first or are you an American first? Are you Muslim first or are you British first, for example? Now, the answers to these questions may bring some difficulty and some doubts. Although with religions like Christianity or Islam, I'm sure most people, that's what I think, would probably see themselves as their religion first and their country second. But what if you were to ask, are you, for example, Muslim first or are you human first? Now, that I think would pose a little bit more of a difficulty, like humanity. That is such a base concept, I mean, we all have certain ideas of how the world is and what we believe in, but at the core, we are all part of humanity, right? It is just what we are, right? Wrong, bucko. No, it's not wrong, but there's this book that I've been reading. It's called Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari. You may have heard of it or seen it. And in it, the author basically explains at some point that in our past, there really wasn't this concept of humanity as a whole. It is quite recent, actually. So today, for example, let's say my country is at war with another country. I may look at those people and, know that I would have to fight and kill them if necessary. But I would still, in some way, see them as human brothers and sisters, if that makes sense. Where Harari states, at least as far as I understand, that no, this really didn't used to be the case. So, for example, back in ancient days, hunter-gatherers, me and my 50 other tribe members may live on one side of the mountain. Then I might know that on the other side of the mountain, there are also, well, figures that have similar body plans and intelligence as us, but I wouldn't see them as humans or that we have some sort of kinship. No, they may as well be aliens to us. So, for example, I have a wife. I'll just call her Kobayashi Sama Sanchan. So, if you were to ask me, like, Case, what do you identify as? Are you human first? Or are you Kobayashi Sama Sanchan's husband first? Then I think I would say, like, intuitively, I'm Kobayashi Sama Sanchan's husband first, because I identify more as that function, if that makes sense. To close this, I think an interesting early example of this is the chapter in the Bible where God asks Abraham to kill his only son, Isaac, in order to prove his faith. Now, for Abraham, this is a dilemma. Eventually, he chooses to go forth with it and kill his son until God stops him and says, okay, this was a test and you don't have to kill your son, basically. But if you think about it, isn't this kind of a similar question? Like, what are you first? Are you a believer in God first? Or are you father of Isaac first? And in this example, Abraham made it clear that, yeah, he was a man of God first. And so another interesting question is, should we identify with ideologies first instead of with close family ties? But that is for another video, maybe. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you did. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to hit the guy. But ladies and gentlemen, let's be real now. First and foremost, I of course identify as Dutch, because it is the most beautiful landje in the world, of niet? Yeah.